My brother, said I. I'm a terrible artist. So I painted a picture of his worst memory and made him cry. My brother Jake is 21 and still lives at home with me and our parents because he refuses to get a job or go to school. I am 17 and already planning for college, specifically art school. Painting has been my passion for years, and I've been building my portfolio to apply to some top schools. My art teacher and counselor both think I have a real shot. Our parents let me use the garage as a studio, which drives Jake crazy because he recently got a motorcycle. He wants to park it inside, but it's a single-car garage and here is no room with all my art supplies. He constantly complains about it, but I ignore him. Last weekend, while working on a piece for my portfolio, my grandma called asking for help with groceries since she's recovering from cataract surgery. I left mid-painting, planning to finish later. When I got home, I noticed Jake's motorcycle wasn't out front anymore. I figured he'd gone somewhere, but when I went inside, there he was, gaming in the living room. Quarter enough, and I checked the garage. His bike was parked inside. He had shoved all my supplies to the side and several of my paintings were on the wet floor, completely ruined. The one I was working on had smudged beyond saving. Furious, I stormed into the living room and demanded to know why he'd done it. Without even looking up, Jake said, "Thad, I do. You are a terrible artist. No one's paying for that crap. Art's supposed to make people feel something, and yours doesn't." I wanted to argue, but I felt tears coming, so I left before I lost it in front of him. In my room, I decided to channel my anger into something productive. I started a new painting, but this time I had a message. A few years ago, Jake went to a party, got drunk, and convinced his friends to drive in the rain to pick up some girls. His best friend was driving when they crashed into another car. Jake walked away unscathed, but a little girl in the other car died. His best friend went to jail, but Jake only got community service. Our parents treated him like a victim, and he's never seemed to feel guilty about it. I thought, let's see if my art can make him feel something now. I painted the crash a rainy road, headlights shining on a small figure lying in the distance, and a silhouette of Jake standing over her, looking down. It wasn't gory, just somber and atmospheric, heavy with emotion. I worked on it for days to get it perfect. When it was done, I hung it in the kitchen and called Jake in. "Hey, can you check if this is straight?" I asked casually. He walked in grumbling, but the second he saw the painting, he froze. I said, "Can you tell what it is? I know I am a terrible artist, so I wasn't sure anyone would get it." He just stared silent. Then I added, "It shouldn't bother you. I mean, my art doesn't make anyone feel anything right." Jake's face crumpled and he started sobbing. I didn't expect that. I thought he'd yell or storm off, but he just stood there crying. After a minute. He left the kitchen without a word and locked himself in his room. Now I feel a little bad, but I am also submitting that painting in my portfolio. If it made him feel something, maybe I am better than he thinks.